Shiloh Ekstrom, expert business leader and confidence coach on our show, AM Buffalo, this morning. Thank you so much for being with us.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor.
You must talk to so many women about kind of the hurdles that they have to get over to feel successful, feel confident. What do you want to say to those women out there right now who might be kind of doubting themselves, but really, really want to up their game?
I think a lot of it comes down to being yourself. And when you can find your groove and when you can find like who you actually are and get your own voice, that's a beautiful thing, right? So I always divide people into three groups. You have your confidants, which are your besties. These are not 35 people. So I have a lot of people like, oh my God, I have so many best friends. No, you don't. No, you don't. You have to trim this down. These might be 1 to 2 people who you trust no matter what. If you fall on your face, they've got your back. They don't judge, but they give you truth. What happens in business is we think our colleagues are also our best friends. So then we get, number one, we get hurt feelings when something doesn't go well. It's business. Treat it like a business. The other thing to remember is that your colleagues are respected. You're all doing something for the common goal, whether that being finding freedom, working together in a group setting, whatever it is, you have a respect for each other, but that does not mean they are your best friends and you go out for drinks after and tell them your deep, darkest secrets, because that can blow up in your face, right? Being too vulnerable with your colleagues can blow up in your face. Yeah. There's a time to be vulnerable and there's a time to be having your 2 or 3 best friends, and that's who you talk to. And then your comrades. These are my favorite. These are the people who are with you for the battle. If there's something going on in the office and somebody's wrong, they're going to go all the way with you. But the minute that conflict is resolved, they're out the door. They don't have your back. They never did. They're not your friend. They're not really even your colleague. They're just kind of there. So they're not going to stick with you. But as long as you know the differences, you can absolutely love and adore your colleagues. You can absolutely love and adore your comrades as long as you know who they are. I think being self-aware is key in everything. If you can be aware of who these people are in your life, if you can be aware of this in your business, everything will run smoothly. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to have bumps in the road, but if you can separate this, have a little bit of boundaries up, protect your own personal space, but still be vulnerable and give each other enough love and respect, it's just a totally better work environment. It's a totally better team environment. And at the end of the day, you're happy. We care too much about what people think. And in the end of the day, people are only thinking about themselves. They're not worried about you. So you've got to let it go. You've got to focus on what makes you happy. And when you're happy, you shine. And when you shine, people want to be around that, right? So That's why finding yourself and finding that voice inside of you, and that comes with sharing your journey and sharing the suck.
What does sharing the suck mean?
So sharing the suck is something that we all tend to avoid. Like we want to do, we do the social media highlight reel, right? Like, oh, look at my beautiful kids when they're dressed perfect and they're not doing crazy stuff. Like, look at how nice I look today with my hair all done. The reality is the other side of it was, I had a chemical peel and my face is peeling off. Talk about that. Be open with people, be vulnerable. Don't air your dirty laundry per se, but you have to be vulnerable so people can relate to you. And that's when you start building better business relationships. You attract people to you. You find your crew, your core group of people, and that's who you focus on. You want your fans. Find your core fans. Don't worry about everybody else.
So this is all amazing. Where do people go to find out more about you or just to hear more of what you have to say?
You can find me on my website, shilohekstrom.com. They'll post the links. You can find me on Facebook, same thing. Instagram, it says Shiloh Bijou. You'll find me.
Love it. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.